Good morning. Hey there. Hey, good morning. Hello. Here we are. Hey, you guys. So, I just wanted to say, got a couple of quick things this morning. Uh, I caught myself last night at my men's group taking myself way too seriously. And I see that maybe it's a plight that the whole world has gotten caught in recently is taking ourselves so seriously. I mean, we've got a pandemic and we've got a situation in the United States, and we've got I mean, people are dying, and and the economy's crashing, and we're taking ourselves really seriously. So I just I had another awakening. It's like, oh, stop that. You know, like as if I have any control over anything anyway. I mean, really, come on. So that's the deal. I just I see that and with that awareness that I've been taking life too seriously, um, comes a freedom. It's like, oh, okay, I don't have to do that. And so, what about you guys? Have you been taking life too seriously? I mean, sometimes we can take it so seriously we can't even get anything done, you know? And that seemed to come out last night that many of us weren't getting our kind of our big rocks moved, because we were so serious. It's like, fuck, come on. Uh, so, yeah, that was my thing last night, and that's you know let's lighten up a bit. Really, not none of us getting out of here alive, right? Okay, so tell me, where have you been taking life too seriously? Does this ring a bell for any of us? You know, right? So I went in this little book I've been reading on the side a bit. This is the Osho, the ABCs of Enlightenment. It's just an old book. My gosh, I've had it on the shelf forever and ever and ever. Does it have a date in it? Doesn't it? I don't even know if it has a date in it, but it was published quite a long time ago. Oh 04, I guess 03. Published in 03, so 17, 18 years ago. And it does talks about different things. And one of the things that came up when I looked up humor in the ABCs. So we're going to look at humor. It says, I suspect that this is all stuff that, from Osho's talks, you know, and Osho was so funny. He really was. Like, he was hilarious. And these glasses are pretty funny. Anyway, so uh, to me, humor is the most sacred experience in life. And it can be proven. And it can be proven. No animal except man has a sense of humor. Can you expect a buffalo to laugh? Can you expect a donkey to have a sense of humor? The moment our saints become serious, they fall into the category of buffaloes and donkeys. They fall into the category of buffaloes and donkeys. They are no longer human because humor is the only special quality that human consciousness has. This shows that only at a certain point of evolution does humor manifest itself. Yes, humor, baby. And the higher you go, the more playful will be your approach to life and its problems. They will no longer be burdens. They will be a joy to solve them. It will be a joy to solve them. Life will not be a sin. It is serious people who have made life a sin. Life will be a reward, a gift. Those who are wasting life in seriousness are being ungrateful to existence. I love that. So, have you been too serious? Let's look at that. I mean, humor, baby. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's not. Then the last little paragraphs. Learn to laugh with the flowers and the stars, and you will feel a strange weightlessness come into your being. as if you have grown wings and can fly, you know. So beautiful. I'm very grateful. Like one of the things that, uh, some of you know that I belong to a men's group, and it's not 12-step based. But I've been kind of active in this men's group, since '99. So for coming up 22 years, and in June this year it'll be 22 years since I got involved. And look, we meet around the fire. Last night we were outdoors, um, and at the fire, and it's amazing. We laughed, we did laugh. And we cried a bit too, but we laughed. And over the years, I've had so many laughs around the fire with the fellas, and so yeah, my message today is, don't take it too seriously. Just like, okay, here we are. We're in the game. We're clearly ill-equipped. If we're really lucky, we recognize that we're ill-equipped, and that programming isn't really been hey Jason, hey buddy, uh, that we don't really have enough information, so we can't rely on our intellect. Intellect will take us so far, it really will. Intellect, but somehow if we can get beyond the intellect into love, and intellect will take us on a Hawkins scale, which you should look at because it's pretty amazing, and it just helps us to see where we're at. Not too serious, but on Hawkins scale, intellect I think will take us into the 400s. I think 399 or 400 in his scale, because it goes up to 1,000. 1,000 is Christ consciousness, and it's fun. Just it's just a way to measure, and but above that is when we start living by intuition, and we're really in the flow, and it's more fun in the flow. It really is. We're not hanging on to things, right? Relationships or stuff, we're not hanging on to, you know, what do people, when we get a little older, we're trying to hang on to our youth. Good luck. It's like the sand slipping through our fingers. How can we take that seriously? Not at all. Okay, so that's just my note for today, that let's not take life too seriously. And, you know, still, I mean, yes, be of service, meditate, pray, all of those things, but with lightness, with, yeah, with some freedom in it. Yeah, and help others. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit from this book today. Uh, oh, by the way, did an interview yesterday with Eric Mortimer. If you have a look at it, it's on YouTube. It's also, here on Facebook. Eric, very successful realtor. It really didn't go where I thought it was going to go. It was just such a great, vulnerable talk, and so yeah, I didn't know what I kind of thought. I kind of thought, well, we're going to be talking current events and business. I don't know. But Eric and I go back 10 or 12 years. We've known each other for a long time, and he had some great stories. So I encourage you to and if you have any thoughts about who you'd like me to interview, I just want to interview regular folks, that are living life and have something to share. And so any thoughts on that? That it doesn't have to be somebody I know. It can be somebody that you'd love to have me talk to. Over the last 2 years, I've interviewed several hundred people, and I love it. I enjoy doing it, and it seems that the people who come enjoy doing it. Look at that! It's the 15th of January. Look at that time. Anybody really know what time it is? Does anybody really care about time? Okay, here we go. I know I'm being a little silly, but what the hell? January the 15th, the thought for the day. Here we go. The 12 step program is a way of life. Yes, it is. It has a lot of um, uh, practical suggestions for daily living. It really does. I encourage you to look at it. Just a quick note, last night at my men's group, we don't often talk about this, but we went deep into the conversation around resentments and how sometimes we hold anger for a long time, so we agreed that we're going to look more deeply at that, and because it's not a 12 step based group, we haven't, it's really looked at things like resentments. We look at a lot of other things, but it was neat that that came up. Somebody else brought it up. The group shared some, resentments. It was really good. So, um, very practical. Because when we're living with resentment, well, we're obviously taking life too friggin' seriously, and we're when we're living in resentment, we're robbing ourselves of the connection with universal intelligence in the moment. Because resentment is always reliving something in the past, you know, and often we feel justified. I mean, there's a um, like there's culturally there's the whole thing where we're resenting, like we're angry at, say, women being angry at men, you know, or vice versa, men not trusting or being angry at women, is a resentment, and it keeps us out of the moment. So we have a position, and the position, say, is that men can't be trusted. Wow, that's a resentment that stemmed out of a resentment, and that position keeps us from being in uh, one with the moment, with universal, with love. It keeps us out of love. Imagine, you know. So, my job is to maybe point those things out, and as I point them out, I get the lesson as well. It's beautiful. So thank you. Here we go. Back to January 15th. Reading the 24-hour day book, which I've been doing for quite some time. And remember, I think I've asked two questions now. You guys who want a little answer. Any suggestions on who I could interview? I really enjoy doing them. I love it if you have a look at my interviews. They go back a long way. If you go into YouTube, I've interviewed some really interesting people, and you can have a look at them. A fair amount last year during the early days of the pandemic. hmm And the other thing, my question was, where have you been? Are you being too serious? And it's easy. Serious is kind of the thing right now. We're all pretty serious. Let's lighten up a bit. And oh, I forget what else. But here we go. The 12-step program, the AA program, is a way of life. It's a way of living, and we have to learn to live the program if we're going to stay sober. Yes. hmm Because this connection with oneness isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing thing. We become God conscious instead of, or God centered instead of self-centered. And because self-centered is us trying to run the world, and we're always pissed off and angry and resentful because people don't behave. So we actually become, God-centered, universal intelligence centered. We start to recognize there is an energy, and that we're part of that energy. We are that energy, that we can let go of the need to control and direct. Imagine, that's freedom. We can let go of the need to control and direct. We can just, like, be here now. And my job, isn't to fix anybody's problems. My job is to help you see where your answers are, to find your answers. In and we can only really find those answers if we are here in the moment. Otherwise, we're just working from the intellect. We're trying this, we're trying that. We're like an apprentice mechanic who's working on a 2021 Lamborghini, and say, well, let's try this, let's try that, let's And he doesn't need to do that because all the information's available. It's in the ethers. We need to plug in, and we can't plug in if we're too damn serious. That's it. All right. Okay. To learn to live the program, we're going to stay sober. 12 steps in the book are like guideposts. They point the direction in which we have to go. But each member of the group has to find his own best way of living the program. We don't all do it exactly the same, whether by quiet times in the morning meetings, working with others, or spreading the word. We have to learn to live the program. Has the 12-step program way of his 12-step way become my regular natural way of living? So it's there for us. We don't have to try to go figure it out. You know, why not use what's available? Hey, meditation for the day. I will relax and not get tense. I will have no fear because everything works out in the end. I will learn soul balance and poise in the vacillating, changing world. I will claim God's power and use it because if I do not use it, it will be withdrawn. It's not like it'll be withdrawn. It's just that, if we're not there, experiencing it, we lose touch with it. When he says it'll be withdrawn, it sounds like there's somebody taking, giving it or taking it away. It's there. It's our natural nature. But the more we plug in, the more I say, "Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. Guide me and strengthen me. Show me what you have me to be." The more I stay in that space, the more I'm connected to the moment, to God's will. And as long as I get back to God and replenish my strength after each task, no work can be too much. So, he's basically saying it's a moment to moment thing. It isn't just a prayer in the morning. It's a moment to moment thing. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may relax and that God's strength will be given to me. I pray that I may subject my will to God's will and be free from all tenseness, from all seriousness. So that's that. I'm going to do a little meditation. I love this part of what we do, and if you want to join, it just it doesn't really matter where you are. If you can just find a quiet spot for a couple of minutes, we're not going to do this for long, but just a quiet spot where you can close your eyes, and that's not entirely absolutely 100% necessary, but if you do close your eyes, it can, for me, it's easier to kind of drop in when my eyes are closed. And so up to you though, and just get comfortable, safe, being secure, have your back so it's resting against something, or sitting on one of my beautiful meditation stools, which I still have some left, by the way. Um, yeah, just be here now. In the breath, use the breath to just drop in. So remember that meditation isn't about going somewhere. In a way, it's just about being here and letting go of all of our ideas, all of our story. The story of who you think you are, the story you've been told about who you are, all your judgments. Just gonna let these all go. The fears go. Let our plans for tomorrow go. Let our plans for the next 10 minutes go. Just be here now. Drop in, drop in, drop in. Be in this moment. If you see thoughts come up, just let them go. Feel into the space. Feel as we become more expanded into this space. The oneness that we are, when we become aware of it, bring our attention to it. Where our attention goes, where our awareness goes, it gets expanded. And so we want to expand this moment with our attention and be aware of this moment with our attention. So just be here now. Remember to breathe. Breath brings us into the moment. Thanks. Just feel the energy, the tightness just oozing out of us as we relax into this moment. Don't even take this too seriously. Just be here now. Okay. Just come back when you're ready. Wow. That was beautiful. Sometimes I kind of drop into this space and I think, when I come out of it, did I fall asleep? And but it's into nothing, and yeah, into nothing. Okay, love you guys. Follow us on YouTube, would you? And yeah, and try not to take life too seriously. Have fun. Have fun. Look for ways to have fun.